Hola, soy Señora Marcos. Today in my lesson, I will be covering an asynchronous Spanish lesson that I created. So vamos a empezar. Let's begin. So I figured with this lesson it made the most sense to be doing it in Canvas since that's what we're going to be using next year. So I went ahead and used the demo that we were given, the geography demo, to put in my Spanish lesson. So here it is. At the top, I made sure that there was an announcement so the students could easily see that to know what to expect for the week. So when you click on the announcement, let's see here. So when they click on the announcement, they'll see a plan for mastery with what to expect for the week. We were asked to do 3 days, so I did Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Because it's asynchronous, I thought that it'd be nice for the students to be able to see the teacher and to be able to hear me speak a little bit, so I embedded some videos so the student would click. All right, so that is their announcement. So then going back to the home page, I created 3 buttons here. So I used Canvas in brick and mortar, and it was really nice actually to have the training to go back over and refresh a little bit and to see all the new neat things that they have for online teaching. It's neat to see what they've come up with for engagement. So I created my home page, so course information with the syllabus. If they click here, they'd get information about the course. And then for the live classroom, I'm going to skip over here with the Engagely. Learned about some, this is where they would have like the live class session. I learned in the trainings about how they would have, this is where you would put the playback sections. And then this is really neat where they can sign up for appointments. So I really like that. So that would be the link where they would be able to do those 3. And then if we go back home, then we see the content, takes us to the content. Over here we've got a link to the calendar, what to expect. Okay, and in the content, we were asked to do 3 days. So I've got Dia 1, Dia 2, y Dia 3. So with each lesson, it would start with an overview, so they knew what to expect for the lesson. And for this unit, I chose to do one of the units that we were doing already, 7A, where they dive into talking about food. They read about a famous cafe, and then the grammar topics are commands, and you've got your teaks, and then the student can scroll ahead. And again, just have the plan of mastery a second time with the links, which I thought was really cool, so they could go directly to these if they needed to. And then diving into Dia 1. And again, just to kind of give it that a little bit personal touch, I was able to embed a video, which I think is a really neat new thing that you can do here. So I'll play that for you. All right. And then we've got our learning target for day 1. So kind of reiterating what I said there, how they're going to learn new vocab and words and phrases so that they're able to do a reading and a listening, and they'll know that they've learned it once they're able to complete the deck toy, which is what I'm going to jump into now. So these are deck toys, which I absolutely love for asynchronous learning because you are able to put everything into one deck toy for the whole lesson, everything you need in one place. I just think these are the coolest. So when you start here, it tells you that you're going to be learning about Café de los Artistas in Puerto Vallarta. You're going to complete the path. It gives you a link to a resource page with everything that the student needs to know. And then it has let me go back here, sorry, wrong page. I was actually going to jump here because this one allows me to show you the teacher side of it, so I can jump ahead. Otherwise, you normally have to complete each activity before you can go on. So, for example, I could give them the vocabulary here, and these are flashcards where they learn the word, and they're able to scroll ahead. And then they get to practice with the words that they learned. And Deck Toys offers all different sorts of games. So like this one is a matching. Here they can do a memory activity with the vocab. And they've got a whole bunch of other choices you can do as well. You can put videos in there. So here I'm showing the students a little video of Puerto Vallarta, so they can actually see what it looks like. Then we dive into the reading, and this is the reading that the students need to do. And what's so cool about this, before you always needed something like Edpuzzle, and here you can have the reading with comprehension questions. So they would press play, and they have it read to them with comprehension questions along the way. So I just think that's so awesome, the interaction. And you can even put stuff in there like if they get the question wrong, why was it wrong? I think that's really nice. Then they have just the reading where we highlight where to find the answers. So again, just lots of different activities, which is great for differentiation, different learning styles. Then here we've got some questions again. I really like this, listening activities. So they're asked to listen to this and to decide which one of these two pictures is being described. So they have a little listening. And then they would choose. So again, just another neat activity, lots of diversity in these activities that we can do. And then finally here I show them a video of Café de los Artistas, so they can see what it looks like. And then I love this, for differentiation, the students can choose their own path, and they can decide what kind of activity they want to do. So do they want to do a speaking activity? In here, they listen to this, and then they come to the questions, and this time they answer in Spanish. And then the teachers, we can listen to those and make comments on how they did. So I thought that was really neat. So they're able to actually speak. But if they didn't want to do a speaking and instead wanted to do a writing activity, they could go here. And here they're asked a question about Puerto Vallarta that they can respond to. And again, the teachers can see all of the responses and give feedback. So I just love Deck Toy, the fact that you can put everything in one lesson. So they complete it, and they're able to finish. And let me get back to my lesson. Okay, so they have that completed. It lets the teacher know that they have a check mark on everything when they've completed. And then they scroll ahead. And then here we've got La Discusión, which is an awesome way. This is a great depth of knowledge 3 activity where they can use strategic thinking. They can apply their knowledge, and in this case by comparing and contrasting Café de los Artistas with restaurants in the United States. It allows for meaningful and immediate feedback. I'm able to respond to it right away. Also allows for differentiation by assigning to, I can assign, for example, I can create groups for emergent bilingual, gifted and talented. I can also assign more time for those that need it. I can simplify the task based on the learner need. So really neat options that Canvas has included here with this discussion. I love it. Oh, I can also create appointment groups in Calendar, and schedule special program sessions for differentiated instruction based on their level. Then, okay, so that was the day one. Day two, so day one was the reading. Day two, we dive into grammar, grammatica, and here we've got 2 commands. And again, with the lesson, so they know what to expect, the teaks that align, and a little bit of personalization by having me tell them what to expect. All right, and so we can jump into the lesson. And for this one, again, giving them the learning target, so they're going to learn new grammar concepts. They'll be able to give simple Spanish instructions at the end. And this lesson I chose to teach with a Nearpod. And so the Nearpod pops up here. They can put in their name and join the lesson. So again, we're talking about 2 commands here. Gives them the reference page with all the information, vocab and grammar information here that they need. And then this is a nice draw it activity using the commands, and then they write in the command. And then here's a drag and drop activity where they drag the answer to the correct spot. So just a lot of differentiation in the Nearpod as well. I really like this. This is the grammar video that's provided from the textbook. And then again, you can put in the comprehension questions, which I love. And if they get it wrong, you can put in why they got it wrong. Oops. Okay. Sorry, I paused the wrong thing. Okay, so then going forward, so they've got the interactive video, and they've got some matching activities. Okay, here in this activity, the students can show what they've learned by doing a matching activity. So, hierve el agua, boil the water, practicing their commands. And then I like this activity at the end for an assessment to check comprehension and to show what they've learned. They can do the time to climb. And these just have questions, comprehension questions that they can do. Just something fun. And then what's really nice about the Nearpod is that we get the results at the end, so we can see where students struggled and what we need to spend more time on and what they understood. What worked well. All right, so that was the asynchronous lesson for the grammar on day 2. Then here I put in a choice board activity. And this is a great depth of knowledge 4 activity with extended thinking where they get to create. So here, if you jump into the board, here they can show off their skills, and they can, to show differentiation, they can choose between doing a speaking activity where they're going to record themselves giving cooking instructions, or they can do the writing activity where they could choose a 1-pager or do a comic strip. And then also in Canvas, this is really cool with the rubric, you can modify the rubric. Also in Canvas, you can set up course sections for differentiated groups to accommodate different skill levels and to ensure everyone has the resources that they need to succeed. And so that is the choice board. And then finally on Dia 3, again, I've got myself trying to get a little connection in there with the students, telling them what to expect for day 3. All right, then the student can go ahead. Quizzes is just another fun way to practice comprehension. It gives great feedback. And then also IXL, I absolutely love. Oh, it's not wanting to connect right now. The IXL activities that they have for Spanish are wonderful. Very, very good for asynchronous learning online. Sorry that that's not showing. And then finally, the quiz. So the students can take the quiz, and it has all the different TEKs, and the reading assessment, the listening, and the grammar. And then also a really cool thing that you can do with the quizzes in Canvas is you can create tiers based on the student's score, which is really neat. And you can create mastery paths for varied experience and provide appropriate support. So I think those are really neat options that Canvas provides. All right, and then I believe, yep, I believe that is it. So let me go back to my home page. That is my my asynchronous lesson that I created in Canvas. I hope you enjoyed. Gracias. Adios.